Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, February 14th, and I'm your host, Krista McDonald. As reported on last week's newscast by Town Manager Tony Mazzucco, the town was recently designated as a green community and was rewarded a grant of $180,000 to be used for energy efficiency projects to be used at the municipal and school buildings. To further explain the green community's designation, we go to Assistant Planner Pat Deshane and Management Analyst Joe Collins, who were instrumental in the process.
So basically, with the initial designation, we were awarded our initial designation funds. The town itself was awarded $182,000, and for the up until February 28th, we have to notify the state and how we will use that initial designation funds. That's right now we're working through with our implementation team, and we're kind of trying to have a diverse approach, but a focus on LED conversion projects particularly. And going forward, so this designation funding was awarded basically with your initial designation. Going forward, the grants will be competitive. So we will have to, like any other grant, put together an application, compete with other towns for funding. However, like I said, the state is really emphasizing this program in general. In September, the Baker-Plato administration was awarded about $14.9 million in funding to 91 communities.
Not only is it the right thing to do from an environmental standpoint, we have an obligation to reduce our carbon emissions by 20% in 5 years. Also fiscally, it's going to be very helpful by reducing, for example, our electricity costs with converting a lot of our buildings to LED lights is going to save the town a great deal of money in terms of fixed cost.
There was some exciting news from the Rec Department at the end of last week. Program Director Katie Seastead was awarded the 2020 Massachusetts Recreation and Park Association New Professional of the Year Award. This award is a way to recognize young professional members who have rendered outstanding service to the association and their community. Over the past 2.5 years, Seastead has grown participation and added a number of programs to the offerings at the Rec Department. Her social media posts are also very popular amongst the community. She was honored when finding out about her recognition.
It meant a lot. I mean, through 2.5 years of working here, long weeks, long months, long years. So it meant a lot to be recognized for that. However, I also felt a little bit guilty at the same time because I know that everyone in the recreation field goes above and beyond for their community, and I know that there's a lot of other programmers out there that do exactly what I do. So it meant a lot. I was very excited, humbled. However, I know that I'm not the only one. I'm lucky that I won the award, but I know that there's a lot of other people very deserving of this award. And it's a thankless job, but it's great to see, selectmen emailing me, town people emailing me, people in the streets now saying like congratulations. So it's rewarding. I mean, I'm excited to represent the town, and I'm excited to have won the award and working for Norwood.
Stay tuned after this break for more town news and for this week's Living Local.
Norwood. Here, we are chosen at birth. Our loyalties are predetermined. And our families, defined. Raised by the stories of those that came before us.
Here's a breakaway. Bill Norman, he's in back and score!
Fearlessly driven by the hope of what's to come. It chooses us. It defines us, and for us, it's everything. This is Norwood, and here, sports are in our blood.
Norwood Mustangs 2015 are the state Division I champs.
Welcome back. As part of the ongoing process of potentially building a new Coakley Middle School, the Middle School Building Committee visited Rainham Middle School and met with administrators to exchange ideas on what a new middle school for Norwood could look like. Alan Slater was among many others who attended and explained the committee's goal for this trip.
And the purpose of this meeting, as well as the one we did previously, is to just get a look at what other middle schools have, the kind of setup they have, the layout of the rooms, to give us an idea of what we're going to be looking for when we design a new middle school, hopefully with MSBA's assistance in the future, to replace the Coakley, which most of us feel is not an adequate building. So this is a very useful exercise. Not only do we have the principal give us a guided tour, but Dave Thompson also, because this used to be his old district and it was almost like a homecoming for him. But we appreciated the hospitality of the people here in Raynham, and very useful exercise, and I think we learned an awful lot. So again, thank you to the people of Raynham.
Are you a fan of sweets? I am. Or just enjoy a cup of ice cream or frozen yogurt from time to time? Well, this week's Living Local is for you. Let's head to the center of town and get the inside scoop on Norwood's newest ice cream store.
At the end of 2019, a sweet new store opened up in the heart of Norwood Center. Daddy's Dairy, a family-run business, is serving up hundreds of flavors of ice cream at its Central Street location.
So the business is called Daddy's Dairy. We serve ice cream and lots of it. We have lots of soft serve flavors, hard ice cream. We do vegan flavors, a bunch of toppings. We have 5 locations now, and Norwood is our 5th.
Store manager Kylie Siegel has been working in her family store ever since she can remember.
I've been working here for probably all my life as I can remember. Started off as a family business, and I started here mopping tables and went to school for a couple years, and I realized it wasn't for me and I'd rather work, and here I am.
The name Daddy's Dairy reflects the family nature of the business.
So my dad has 4 girls, so we always grew up, Daddy, 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 I need this, I need that, or whatever. So I know, it stuck. So it was an ice cream shop, so he was like, Daddy's Dairy.
There are many things that set Daddy's Dairy apart from its competitors, but the main difference is the large variety of choices you have at the store.
I'd say what makes us different is that we have a variety of different soft serve and hard ice cream flavors. We have over 200 flavors with soft serves and over 80 hard ice cream flavors. Most places don't carry flavors that are vegan. A lot of people have come to us lately for those, which is great.
Siegel has really enjoyed not only serving ice cream, but taking the time to get to know all the customers that come into the store.
Working here, I think the customer reaction is what I love the most. Our customers have been very friendly. They're very overwhelmed for sure. Definitely walking in here, seeing how big it is and seeing what we have to offer. A lot of our customers come in with little kids, so it's nice for them to be able to sit down, and being one-on-one with customers is, I think, really important, getting to know their names and knowing their order right when they walk in the door. Sometimes I even have it ready before they come up to the register. Getting to know the girls that I work with and the guys, they're just, so friendly, and seeing them start day one to where they are now and seeing their improvements, it just makes me happy knowing that I'm here to help them and work with them and teach them new things.
It didn't take long to realize how special of a community Norwood is.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Norwood, I feel like it's such like a tight-knit community, and everybody knows everybody. And just being here for only a couple months, I feel like I've met so many different people. Like I've met Maria and Despina, Paul at Common Cafe, Charlotte at Charles River Running, all the wonderful ladies and men that work at Lewis's, just people all over local here and just trying different places, and it's really a nice town.
If you are interested in learning more about Daddy's Dairy and what they have to offer, follow them on social media.
So we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. All of our menus are listed online. I believe it's daddysdairy.net. All of our, we do promotions, specials, and all that on Facebook. Yeah, they can follow us on that to find out more information.
Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your local government.
The Norwood Senior Center's mission is to identify the needs and promote services for older adults. The center is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and during the summer they remain open until 8 p.m. on Tuesday evenings. To contact them, call 781-762-1201 or visit www.norwoodma.gov.
Welcome back to Norwood News. The Planning Board met in room 24 Monday night. The hearing on the site plan approval on Day Street from the last meeting continued into this meeting. The board discussed a number of around $13,000 of town benefit. However, both parties continued to discuss the amount that would be agreed upon. Along with changes to the original plan that could not be voted on that night, the board voted to continue this hearing to the next meeting. The meeting ended discussing the informational meeting on Norwood's 150th birthday and the recent Green Communities grant. The Planning Board will meet again on February 24th. Continued from last week, the Board of Selectmen held a show cause hearing for Courtyard Marriott. This is the third violation for the establishment. Selectman Hajar voiced his frustration with Courtyard representatives.
The law does not require any license holder to accept a vertical license for any individual over the age of 21. You are allowed to have your own policy that says if you are the age of 21, you must have a horizontal license to be served in this place of establishment. You do not have to accept a vertical license from someone who's over 21. You don't have to do it. So the fact that someone comes into you 10 days after their 21st birthday and they still present you with the vertical license, you can say, no, I'm sorry. A vertical license is identification of individuals who are under 21. We do not serve individuals who present a vertical license. Many establishments in this state do that to protect themselves so that they don't have to worry about teaching math. So I would suggest that you do that as a policy instead of trying to deflect with this issue.
The board voted to suspend the Courtyard's liquor license for 1 day as punishment for the offense. After the hearing, the board received updates from DPW Director Mark Ryan and Light Department Superintendent James Collins. The next Board of Selectmen meeting will be Tuesday, February 18th. The Trails Advisory Committee discussed several future trail walks that are in the works. On March 7th, they will hold a full moon walk. There will also be a meditation walk in the near future. Joe Grilly also updated the committee on the Mass Trails grant. Wednesday afternoon, the Airport Commission met and held a brief meeting before entering into executive session. To begin the meeting, the Commission was given an AIP project update from Du Bois & King, then moved into new business to discuss permit applications and MassDOT payments. The Commission then went into executive session for the purpose of discussing the lots A, B, and C lease offer to Flight Level and litigation strategy regarding Boston Executive Helicopter. The Commission made a statement following the executive session.
I make the motion to offer the lease to Flight Level for lots A, B, and C, but the stipulation that a plan be provided as the exhibit because we do not have it as the exhibit.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'm sorry, the exhibit?
Exhibit A shows the plan.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't
Yes.
see Exhibit
We
A,
didn't see
so
the
we
exhibit, yes.
want to make sure we see that.
A second.
It's part of it.
Not it,
On the motion for everyone at home, this is a lease of an area of 95,446 square feet, which includes tie-down areas and plus an area that Flight Level will be constructing a hangar on. This was a request for proposals that the town put out last May, and there was only one bid on this, and that was Flight Level, and it was acceptable, and we finally worked out the lease details between council. So there's been a motion and a second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None.
The next meeting for the Airport Commission will be in the upcoming weeks. Also on Wednesday night, the Community Preservation Committee met and discussed various projects taking place around town. Judith Howard began the meeting with a presentation regarding the Morse House in South Norwood. Following Ms. Howard, Travis Farley, Superintendent of the Rec Department, presented to the Commission regarding the Murphy Field basketball court rehab, Father Max and Hospool's feasibility study, and the Bond Street and Lower Balch projects. The next meeting for the CPC will be on February 26th. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government channel or watch us on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your schools.
The Norwood Landfill is a composting and recycling facility that is open for the use of Norwood residents only. The facility is open every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. all year long. Composting of leaves, brush, and grass clippings are allowed, loose or in biodegradable leaf paper bags. Excess single-stream recycling items are also allowed to be disposed in the designated dumpsters. The Norwood Winter Street Compost and Recycling Facility is located at 370 Winter Street. For more information, contact the Norwood Department of Public Works or visit www.norwoodma.gov.
Welcome back. Now we're going to toss it over to our Norwood Schools reporter to recap everything that has happened this week in the Norwood Public School District.
Hi guys, I'm Rory Kerr, and let's take a look at some activities happening in our Norwood schools this week. In Norwood High news, congratulations to Marissa Silk and Adriana Otayak, who were January Students of the Month. At the Coakley Middle School, Miss Siegel's 6th grade English class is continuing the tradition of students making Valentines for local veterans. They created drafts on their Chromebooks and then used their markers to give them a personal touch. This is one of Miss Siegel's favorite traditions to carry on. Nice job, class. The 5th graders at the Callahan School have become chemists. This week in science, they explored a variety of mixtures and solutions. Kool-Aid seemed to be the favorite. That's not a surprise. They have also learned about physical and chemical reactions. Look out, Bill Nye the Science Guy. 4th graders at the Cleveland School made Valentine's Day cards for senior residents at the Charwell House facility, and 1st and 2nd graders invited a special person to breakfast. Grandparents, relatives, and parents enjoyed the food and many conversations. The 5th graders have been focusing on using kind words. All of the students traveled around their classrooms and wrote positive messages to all of their classmates. The 5th graders were overwhelmed with happiness when they read all of the comments about themselves. This is a great activity for all involved. At the Cleveland School's annual talent show, the audience was treated to a first-place performance by 4th grader Lila Noble as she sang A Million Little Dreams. Let's take a listen. That was very nice, Lila. Looks like the Coakley High School will have a special talent coming their way. Other winning acts included students demonstrating Taekwondo and a gymnastics performance. Love is in the air at Little Mustangs Preschool. This week, the boys and girls practiced their letters and sounds as well as their numbers by playing heart candy box games. They also made Valentines for their families and painted hearts using celery. They made friendship bracelets for each other by stringing beads onto a pipe cleaner. They each presented their friends with the custom-made bracelet at circle time and practiced using words like thank you, you're welcome, and also how to give a compliment. The preschoolers ended their busy week with a Valentine's Day party. They had fun dressing up like a mail carrier and delivering special Valentines to all their friends. Looks like the Little Mustangs know how to spread the love. As part of Black History Month, the Oldham School hosted an all-school assembly called the History of Hope Hop by LL Style and Peace Productions. With incredible energy and personality to match the dancers of LL Style, and Peace demonstrate that by perseverance and focus, you can reach your highest goals. Tracing hip-hop dance styles from the late 70s through today, this acclaimed ensemble teaches positive messages including think it, do it, become it. Become Your Dreams celebrate the art movement of hip-hop and includes a funky blend of locking, breaking, popping, tap, and house dancing, vocal percussions, DJing, and the modern traditional dance forms. It was a lot of fun had by all, including the teachers. Extended Day has been feeling the love this week. Students made Valentine's cards for friends, family, and Norwood senior citizens. Staff dropped off Valentines at the Sunrise of Norwood Assisted Living Facility, and the residents were elated. First grade students also made personalized heart-shaped fingerprint magnets for their parents. Kindergarten learned about Abraham Lincoln in honor of his birthday. They examined the features of American pennies with magnifying glasses and then discussed penny characteristics and Lincoln's impact on our history. Students then used the pennies to create fun table spinners. Finally, Extended Day teachers in kindergarten and first grade attended a lecture at Dedham Country Day School by the national best-selling author Jessica Leahy. The training offered both parents and teachers strategies for helping children build resilience by setting up safe scenarios where children can learn from their mistakes. Titled The Gift of Failure, Leahy's book and lecture offers a range of useful resources for parents and teachers of children in early childhood through early adulthood. At the Balch School, first graders celebrated the 100th day of school with Mrs. Duffy in the library, beginning with the 100 seconds of jumping and followed by an informational video from Brain Pop Jr. of what constitutes 100. They also used their Chromebooks with the site abcia.com to complete an online number chart to 100 and virtually grouped snowballs into groups of 10 to total 100. I can't believe that we have already reached the 100th day of the school year. Happy 100th day to everyone in the district, and I hope everyone enjoys their February vacation. Well, that's it for school news. There is something interesting happening in our classrooms and schools every day, and thanks to all the educators who share their news with us. Now let's go to Brian Dunn for the latest sports news.
I just keep going. I felt hot, but my shot was off, so I just kept shooting. Just keep going, keep it up, play good, just work on defense.
We had a tough game the first time around. So we were, missing some kids. A couple had the flu. Just weren't ourselves away from them. And I think probably a poor game plan that game. We tried something a little bit different this time, and we got fortunate at the end. I think the kids knew it. You could feel it before the game that it was, every possession is going to count even more than the next one. The seniors were talking a lot. This is their legacy. This is something they want big time. So I thought they just got after the little things. We're undersized, but the kids down low played big. Our guides played great. So can't say enough about their effort tonight.
And with that, we welcome you into the sports update for this week. My name is Brian Dunn, and that was a thrilling victory over Hawkinton for the boys basketball team to set up what would be a winner-go-home matchup against the Medway Mustangs at home last night to qualify for the tournament. It was a hard-fought battle, but ultimately the Mustangs come up just short and fall to Medway. For the girls basketball team, we're going back-to-back. They beat Medway on the road to clinch their second straight outright TVL Large Championship. With that, we throw it in studio to Coach Amy Quinn to get some of her thoughts on the team's status going into the MIAA tournament. I am now joined in studio once again by head coach of the girls basketball team, Amy Lepley, or should I say Amy Quinn now?
Yep.
So we're now toward the end of the season. There's one game left at the date of this recording. So if you were to give a report card, how would you assess your team going into the playoffs here?
I think we're doing well. There's definitely things that we need to work on, and tomorrow we have Medway, and then we have two really tough opponents this weekend, which is going to kind of show us where we are seeding. But I think the girls are really coming together, and throughout the season we've built on some really good wins. Last night we had a really tough game against Hopkinton, but I think every other team has gotten better as the season has gone on, so they're giving us tougher challenges, which is good.
I think it's no secret that you guys have done well this year. One loss on the schedule. How does that? I know we talked last year about how there were no seniors that left last year. So how does that sort of play into the team chemistry that was built from last year going into this year?
Yeah, I think the girls definitely. They're so fun to be around, and they really like being around each other, which is really nice. I think they tasted some success last year, so they were hungry when they came back this year to get better and to build off of that success. We've had great senior leadership in Emma and Allie. Allie's been doing a great job on the court, especially defensively, and we pride ourselves on defense. We have been holding teams to 40 points or less most games, which has basically kept us in a lot of games.
A reminder for the full sit-down interview, tune into Sports Extra live Thursday, February 20th at 7 p.m. Some other notable scores from around the league. Girls hockey picked up a win over Medfield 1-0 to qualify for the tournament over the weekend. Boys hockey gets a little rough patch, unfortunately, as they drop a decision to Medfield 5-0. The postseason has gotten underway for some teams, including swim and dive. Sectionals took place last weekend, and Norwood was well represented, including Hannah Abrams, who placed 8th in the 100 freestyle and 9th in the 200 freestyle. The girls' 200 and 400 free relays also qualified for states this weekend as well. Congratulations to everyone. So, with the regular season coming to a close, you can look for a lot of postseason Mustang presence in the coming weeks. And for more in-depth coverage of the upcoming tournaments, be sure to tune in to Sports Extra live Thursday night, February 20th at 7 p.m. Mark Hoover and Joe Meehan will sit down with the coaches and captains to discuss the upcoming playoff picture and what to expect. And as always, NCM will release the seating information and travel information as soon as we get it. So stay tuned to our social media for where the teams will be headed come playoff time. It's an exciting time of year, so you're going to want to tune in. Kristen, back to you.
Thanks, Brian. Last Friday, the Norwood Recreation Department had their annual father-daughter dance in the gym. This magical evening was full of dancing, pictures, snacking, and throwing balloons. The girls and their special dates had a great evening making memories that will last a lifetime. Great job by the Rec Department for putting on another great event. Let's go down to Town Hall where Brian Boudreau has some important information regarding the upcoming presidential primary election.
Hey guys, Brian Boudreau here. As you may know, the presidential primary election is going to be on March 3rd this year. But don't worry, if you can't make the March 3rd date to vote, there are some early voting dates that you can utilize. Early voting dates for the presidential primary election are Monday, February 24th through Friday, February 28th. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Town Hall in Memorial Hall, with the exception of Wednesday, February 26th, which will be 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Thanks, Brian. So if you can't make Election Day on March 3rd, there are plenty of opportunities to vote early. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.